Welcome to some One Piece action. Now, real quick, Crocodile. We made our Crocodile deck and we're trying to create that end game scenario, that delicious end game scenario. As being a deck builder, I'm just been learning and learning more about this game as I go on. And I'm just understanding like, oh, okay, you need a plan. And obviously, this is, you could feel like a lot of this is common sense, but I want to say like the community as a whole, like especially in the early days, we just kind of put good cards in a deck and played is kind of how I feel. Right now, there's some decks like I want to say Black Yellow Luffy was really into the oh, this is the path, this is the plan, this is what you're gonna do, right? And then Anel a little bit respectfully brain dead, but it's just like don't do nothing until you get to this part and then just start high dropping, right? There's no like particular strategy. You can kind of look at Katakuri, kind of you play your searches and then you just want to see your big moms and you play your 7 drop and you 10 10 10, you know. But work with me here. I feel like in general it's like you just play what you got, right? So I'm like, okay, some decks you need to actually create something. You need to make a situation happen, right? It could be your end game, your mid game. Is well, what is the deck doing? What is it trying to do, right? Like you look at Zoro, kind of straightforward, right? Remember when Zoro was doing his thing? You just put things on the board and you start relentlessly attacking. Like there's some decks where you just play your cards, and then there's other decks where you need a plan, a strategy. So with this leader and looking at his ability, I'm like, okay, they literally made him to help you close the game out. His leader ability is not meant to be used multiple times, but is most likely meant to be used to just help you get that win. And I don't even care if the developers disagree with me. It's Don -4. I cut it out. Y'all made this leader to only use his ability once and call it a day. You know, oh, bounce the blocker, attack for game, like cut it out. If you really wanted him to use it multiple times, it'll be Don -2. And then once you get to 10 Don, you can just bounce every turn. Might be toxic, but right now, in the way where the game is at right now, it probably just fit fine. You know, I mean, Don -2 restricts you from using it before your 10 Don state. So nobody's going to use it before they hit 10 Don. So I think that'll be enough of a lock until you get to your 10, and then you just start bouncing every turn. I mean, hey, why not? I'll be curious to see how impactful that is. It could be toxic, sure, who knows, or maybe it not at all, you know, because there's a lot of cards that we thought, holy crap, and it's like, oh, it's not doing anything. Anyway, so with Crocodile, being that his ability is to help you close the game out, we need to create an end game scenario. We need to create that situation that's going to allow him to close the game out. So this build is just, okay, let's make it very impactful. Let's put cards on the board. Let's put some healthy big bodies on the board. You know, you gradually get there. You know, we applied the double summon Croc. We have our 7 drop Croc who can help us with our event management. And he's also banished, so keep that in mind. So it makes the late game safer for us. Like I said, double summon Croc to really be able to push the board and be more offensive. What do you call it? We have Boa because 8,000 attack and blocks an attack. That's just good in general. And then the game state that we're trying to create is either you have cards on the board and then you play Gravity Tiger and leader ability, or you play 10 drop Kaido and leader ability. And hopefully it puts you in a position where you're going to close the game out. Now, obviously, you're only going to use the leader ability twice in a row if it's going to get you to win. But you could use your leader ability, then go to the 8 Don state next turn, you know, be cool, be chill. And then, what do you call it? And then go back to 10, use up your Don, and then go for a bounce. Now, we have double fingers because we wanted to test something out. She's meant to be aggressive. She's meant to constantly swing and get your opponent to want to attack her. That's what she's meant for. And then, what do you call it? Oh, our hand got shuffled. That's what happened. I didn't notice exactly. Anyway, yeah, she's meant for to just be real aggressive and just keep, attacking. And then obviously they're supposed to want to attack. She's also the early game. I'm sorry. Let me elaborate. Curve, right? You play her. If you get her in the beginning, you either got blocker or you got double fingers. You put her out, and you're supposed to just try to attack with her relentlessly. She can easily attack low bodies. No Don, because 4,000 is big enough to attack a searcher, attack a this, attack a that, or one Don and you could go for lead. But yeah, her it's for the curve. It's for to have something developed in the early game, and then to be aggressive, encourage the opponent to attack her, and she'll draw you a card. But it looks like we're going to start kind of chipping. It's easy, can expect them to try to protect that character. So we encourage one card. We just encouraged 2 cards. Making a decision. We get rid of the Crocodile, play some defense. So far, double fingers are just sitting there. Hopefully we can get some sort of value out of her, especially if they tackle pudding up. That's 100% a swing. But she's there. She's there. And yeah, that could potentially let us counterattack. Like, see, boom, we got the pudding swing. Might have to take that. That's a trigger. We can keep it for defense. Yes, so now we have a 2K counter, which is like another thing to look at. So we play like a certain ratio because Desert Spada not only is going to help our consistency, but it helps our consistency. It's like a pseudo search for us. Yeah, so it helps our consistency, and it's a 2K counter essentially. So you want to play keeping that in mind, like keeping Don up for it, or if you have Don attached to this 7-drop Crocodile, then you could just play it and chuck it for defense. So little strategies and that Buggy swing is just creeping on us. Now granted, we do have a blocker, but we have to. Okay, 2K is pretty good. So it looks like we want to protect our Croc, and that's why we're holding Miss Sunday. If they attack, they know we're going to be able to get a card back, and they're going to have to worry about that card. That put in play did pretty well. Okay, so this allows us to keep our blocker, but they're going to develop something. Okay, defense. We got to eat that board. Because Lord knows that they got a 10-drop in their hand. Ooh, and we got a wonderful double summon play when you think about it. So we got to be careful with our Don count here. We can either go defense or offense. But no matter what decision we're trying to make, we got to be careful with our Don count. Yay, double fingers attacks pudding. So this would encourage cards. Like, I doubt they want to save it, but this would encourage cards out the hand, which would imply we could. Okay, they didn't protect it, so I was like, okay, we can definitely get a swing over one of these bigger bodies. So 1 Don's attached. We want 7 Don for the double summon. We got 2 Don to play with. Okay, we're going for that swing because it's more guaranteed. It's pretty difficult for them to think that they're going to counter out of this. And if they do, then it just gives us the full liberty to attack that. But okay, now let's hope they have no counter power whatsoever. Reading the effect, but this is virtually trash. It's just going to be an attacking card. We are at the 10 Don state. Okay, we're going for defense here. Let's put that, yep, because it's just more attack power. Nope. So, granted, we didn't get to show off the specific cards, but now their board state is very weak. We got a blocker who's going to help us get one of our events back in our hand, which is just going to allow us to overwhelm our opponent even more. And what you call it? I mean, they got 2 attacks. I would say go for the banished Crocodile. That's a good swing. That is a good swing. Let's get that. Yup, defense. Too bad we didn't have that sooner. I know we want the Mr. 1 so bad. We're about to draw one, so it doesn't matter. We can't afford it. Oh, bottom decking that. Okay. I was gonna say we can't afford to put 7 drop. We would have to leave Mr. 1 up there. Ooh, a blocker. We have enough Dawn, right? 8. So we got 3 to play with. Definitely poke at their board. There's no point in leaving Bon Clay on the board. And then we can go for a bounce. Oh. Okay, so everybody's just going to start attacking. So if we math this out, we'd be okay, though. Because we got to banish. That means that doesn't... Oh, my God. Still in our favor. Still very in our favor. Banish is a very strong tool. And then just put all the Dawn on leader. Yep. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Now, I'm hoping we see at least one of the game state situations. I would like to say if they didn't play that pudding, the game would have looked very different overall. Oh my God. It's annoying to play against Robin. It sucks. I really think people have to play that banished Zorro, that promo Zorro. Like, play the Zorro. Put the Straw Hat cards, play the Zorro, and you see how toxic the deck gets when you got two characters or two banish attacks just going off at you. 1/7K by default with counter power, so it doesn't brick in your hand, but 1/7K by default. So you just swing no Dawn, and then the other just some Dawn X swing. Either they're pooping their whole hand or they're just losing life. But yeah, I really feel like Robin should not be in the position that she's in. Like, should not be in the position that she's in. We have accessibility. And you can even tech Zebra. I think we did that in our build. Tech Zebra for the curve. You can play Zebra, the Impel Down Miniature Zebra, whatever it's called. And then play Zorro. So you got 4, you got 6. That's 2 different banish characters plus leader banish. Toxic. Come on now. Toxic. But I'm happy that the community is really trying to figure something out with Robin. But I'm heavily leaning on put that Zorro in a Robin deck. You got so much purple support right now. There's a lot of purple support right now. So it's just, yeah. I mean, let me rephrase that. Forgive me. There's a lot of purple Straw Hat support. I needed to fix that. A lot of purple Straw Hat support. So next turn, 1, that's 5. So we at 7. So either we're just hitting 7-drop Croc on curve, or we're going to attack and keep Dawn up for defense. Because that Leveler Beam needs to get played at some point. That's a respectful poke. I respect that. We're saving a double summon Croc. Hey, you technically don't want to see that. I mean, I want to say overall tempo. Yeah, we're looking alright. Oh, let's go for a bottom deck play. Yeah, let's hurt that board. That Gravity Tiger. Yeah, just attack, and then Gravity Tiger. Wait, why are we Dawn Xing? That's even better. Board is now completely butt naked. I would just go one of the double summon Crocs. We got 2 copies. I was actually thinking to myself, leave him rested. Oh, that's a rush. Okay, it didn't matter. I was like thinking, leave him rested. Just take the banish. It is what it is. Smart sequence. Smart sequence. And then here's the banish. Take. So we have two choices. We could either just swing heavy, keep 3 Don up, which is probably what I would do. Swing heavy, keep 3 Don up, or just develop Crocodile just to have a body on the board? Question mark. But you can attack that Sanji, so that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, like that's a rule of thumb of mine. If okay, interesting. I thought it was gonna go for Sanji. Interesting. Okay. I was gonna say, if you need, my rule of thumb is, if you need to get something off the board, oh God, we are just getting chipped. If you need to get something off the board, you get it off the board. That's my rule of thumb. So you just gotta swing heavy. That is a clean. Be careful now. Yeah, that is a clean love beam. Yo, come on, game. Let us. Well, I ain't gonna lie, that Boa is not a bad draw. So we got 10-drop Kaido, who can bounce 2. The sad part is we can't get that whole board bounced. That's the only sad part. But if we bounce to Sanji, yes, he has rush, but that forces their Don count. That forces the play. And then we could definitely bounce blocker and go for game, potentially. Yeah, we got no double summon situation. It's either that or you play Boa, freeze and attack. Keep, Don up for defense. Tough decisions regardless. It is annoying that they got rush. But I think the Sanji... Okay, we went with those two. I was like, I think the Sanji's the move, because at least it eats up a bunch of Don. But then again, the bouncing the Robin, it's almost like a brick. Almost. So they can't go for game, but we have potential to go for game. Unless they play 2 blockers. If they play like 2 blockers, we can still freeze and attack, thankfully, with Boa. And we will have Don up to play more defense. Yeah, we should have... I understood that we were trying to draw a card to double summon with Croc, and if that had happened, the game would be different. And if we wasn't getting hit with Banish so damn much, the game would be different. But if we had kept the 7-drop Banish Croc, that would have hit the board at some point in time, and then we would be having that to start counterattacking with. But we're virtually at the mercy. Ooh, nice play. How the heck? This is like such a tough situation to be in. Okay. We might be able to live. Question mark. So, me personally, that is a Kaido into a Sanji. And then that is a Boa to freeze Katakuri. That's the best I got for you. That's the best I got for you. Because 2, that's 9. Oh, man. The Robin player would have to make a mistake. The Robin player would have to slip up, because all they really need to do is just put all the Don on their leader. I don't understand this play. And he defended. Oh my God. And my brain was telling me Boa was 8. Holy crap. But why did they defend? I would have gladly took that 2K counter in hand And then, oh my God. They are being greedy. They're being greedy. What the heck? You just gave us a life. You could have just swung for 15. Ooh, a blocker. We got 2 blockers coming up. Very tempting. One can be, well, both of them could be double summoned actually. I don't understand that play. They could have just, I mean, they must have really thought we had, that's card games. That's card games. They must have really believed in their heart that we had enough to counter out. So it's sometimes One Piece is poker, not sometimes. It's always poker. You always got to call somebody's bluff. If they had called our bluff, and they must have PTSD. Because trust me, there's been times you think, oh, they can't counter out a 15 swing counter out. It happens, you know. It's, in my opinion, it's rare, but it happens. So, oh, we're going with another freeze. I thought it was gonna go with a double summon and a block. Oh, okay. That's good too. We got a freeze and a blocker. I thought, okay, cool. I like this play better. Yeah, Bo is freaking strong at 6 Dawn. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's ridiculous. That 4 Dawn allows you to make some plays. So we got 4K counter power in our hand. We got a blocker and we got a life because they don't understand that they misplayed and they had game. They were really afraid that we had just too much counter power available. It's crazy. So 1 is frozen. So yeah. Oh, I was gonna say essentially we can take one of the attacks, and then the Robin swings for 9, right? No, okay, we couldn't do that. Okay, that wasn't. Oh, okay. Oh my God, this Robin player does not understand the mistakes they are making. They just don't understand. They don't understand the mistakes they're making. You could have put Don on Katakuri, swung, then played those 2. Dang. Misplays. But hey, that's part of the game. I think this game, I think the game, hindsight is 2020, but I think this game would have been dramatically different if we countered out with a double summon Croc. We had, I think did we have 2? Or maybe we just had 1 of each. But the point is, if we had countered out with that Croc and had Banish Croc in our hand, that Banish Croc would have actually changed the game for us dramatically. That's the problem. People underestimate the card too heavy, and I get it. When it first was around, it was around in the meta where it just didn't seem to stay on the board. Even when board removal wasn't even at its worst, right? We're talking just Otama, Jet Pistol type stuff. And people just are not comfortable playing that card. But I also understand what our player might be thinking. It's like, well, I got a double summon. I can either put this on the board or I can get 2 on the board. So we had drew into another card for the double summon. That would also dramatically change the game for us. It's just, and then and it's Banish. Robin causes problems. So we had several targets. I think we lost 2 5-drop crocodiles, blocker crocodiles. Man, it's just so interesting to think about the sequencing and how important it is. Like, a deck might not be bad, it might just be certain circumstances, right? And that was it. It was like, oh, we guessed wrong. If we knew it wasn't going to draw into anything to help our double summon Croc, then we should have kept our Banish Croc. A banished Croc would have dramatically changed the game. And then it's like, if we wasn't playing a leader that had built-in banish, we would have got much quicker what we needed to help us reclaim the board, so on and so forth. But keep in mind, we was playing against a banished character, or a banished leader. So you can't sit there and like, well, if it wasn't a banished, nope, that's what it was. It was a banished leader. So we just had to hope that the draw, oh my God, that the draw sequence was going to be respectfully in our favor, and it just wasn't. It just wasn't. So the hindsight I'm referring to is, if we had just put Banished Croc on the board, that game would have played out way different. Oh, I get it. They kept one Karasu. Wait, I wasn't paying enough attention. I was talking. Ooh, tragedy. That's the Belo Betty is such a glass cannon. It's disgusting. It's like, oh, can they go for game now? Well, we have enough. We have 2K, 1K. We don't need double fingers no more. That's the dangers of, what are we thinking here? Shouldn't we just counter out? I'm so confused. What's happening? I'm so confused. $2K, 1K? Okay, there we go. And then we don't got enough for that. We have to take. Ooh, we get the blocker. Yeah, we got too many options right now. But we do have to be careful. There is a such thing as trigger summons, which is the point of the Belo Betty deck. They got us in lethal territory. If we start swinging willy-nilly at life, we can end up losing the game. So I would definitely see if we can get the dragon removed from the board, and then see if we follow up maybe with some blockers or something. Oh, they was able to counter out successfully. But yeah, Banished Croc is so underrated. It turns a 2K event into a free 2K counter. You just like, you know what I'm saying? He's underrated. Built-in banish, consistently swinging for 8, stuff like that. If they have to attack him, well, 7K is way easier to defend than 5K. So yeah, I'm just thinking about that last game. But like I said, hindsight is 2020. It's not. You can't call it a misplay, because you would imagine, especially with the ratios, that we would have got at least one card that was of double summon quality. But no, we just didn't draw. Yep, and then this is Belo Betty's stance. It's just stuck right here. At this point, the best thing they can do is down stack swing and hope that they can start top decking stuff. Maybe if that's a character in hand, develop it and let it stay active? Question mark. But if you're playing like a bunch of the red, oh, that would make it safe for us to start attacking now. If you're playing a bunch of the red Revolutionary Army characters, they require cards to be discarded. So the yellows are, I would say, better. Oh, let's say we get lucky here. They developed. Ooh, and a card that can't get blocked. So that definitely has to come off the board. So poke, they can't. I'm surprised we attack with leader first. There it goes. And we have, well, we have both situations. We have the, what do you call it? It doesn't matter. Then leader ability. We also have Gravity Tiger. So we had literally both situations available at our disposal. I'm guessing they're looking for a rush character, because we did eat up all our Dawn. I guess one could argue that Gravity Tiger could have been better in that position, because we would have bottom deck 2, bounce 1, and then kept Dawn up for the event. Yeah, they're looking for Rush. Wait, oh, I think a different character has to have the 7K, right? Okay. Damn, they had to eat up all that Dawn anyway. Yeah, just start checking cards. And then that's it. Because you clearly can't stop what's about to happen. And if you had a blocker, we could have just bounced it back. Well, there you go. G. Thanks for watching.